Likewise. Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome.
See, that's my guy. Oh, man.
You're going to need 2.
Hey guys, Greg Hudson here, host of America's Best Restaurants, and today we're hanging out in Cypress, Texas, just outside of Houston, at a place that, well, it looks and feels like an old Texas honky-tonk, right? But they are putting a modern Texas twist on burgers and barbecue. So come on in to the Creekwood Grill. Brian, what's up, baby?
Greg, how are you?
Doing well, man. Great to see you.
You too?
Now, this is Texas. This is Texas, man. This is what I was hoping to see today.
Well, we're hoping to give you a good taste of it. So.
I'd love to. Speaking of taste, man, let's go.
Speaking of taste, got some dishes prepared for us right over here.
He's got it ready. Whoa, tacos.
Yes.
Barbecue and tacos, baby. That's Texas all day long. What is this? This looks great.
So this is 2 different tacos that I wanted you to try today.
All right.
We normally don't serve them. Normally it's 2 of the same kind on each plate, but I wanted us to both taste each one. So we've got our brisket kimchi tacos.
Brisket kimchi.
Brisket kimchi. It's an interesting combination that I think you're gonna like. And we also have our new pulled pork street taco. This is a brand new item for us.
Okay, well, let's see. Which one do we start with here?
So the one closest to you is the pulled pork.
Okay, we'll get in. This is the new street taco we're coming out with?
Yeah, pulled pork street taco.
Man, already it just seems like you've got some new innovations going on that you normally wouldn't expect at sort of a Texas grill, roadhouse, honky-tonk kind of place. You got some real innovations going on here, man.
Well, we like to mix different contrasting flavors together, but still have, you know, that roasted pulled pork is the heart of the taco, and you don't get a whole lot more Texas than that, except maybe brisket, which we'll get to next.
Yes, love it already. Let's go. Man, that's outstanding. Oh, you can taste the smoke on there too.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's perfectly titled. I know it might seem simple, but yeah. It's a street taco, but you still get that through line of Texas in there. That flavor of Texas is still with it. It's like a modern twist on a Texas taco.
Which is what I hope you'll find in anything that we taste today.
I'm looking forward to that. What's this crema we got on top of there too?
That is a cilantro lime crema that we use on a couple of the different tacos, and one of the guys on my team, Rick, has got an extensive culinary background. And I said, hey man, like we need to expand our taco selection. And so he went back and in 5 minutes threw this together, and I said, there you go, don't change anything. It's perfect.
And I think that's what it is. It's a taste of that modern culinary background, but keeping that foundation of Texas, man. You guys are doing it.
Yeah, the brightness of that cilantro, the lime, the sour cream that is in there, it balances, again, those contrasting flavors, it balances that smokiness of the pork.
Because, yeah, make no mistake, too, that pork is rich. Like, it needs that cilantro to cut through because, man, that is tasty, rich Texas pork. That's outstanding. Okay, let's go over to this other one.
All right. So this is our smoked brisket. We smoked the brisket for about 8 hours. Shred it, and then we mix it in with kimchi. We put that on a base of chipotle slaw.
Oh, man.
So it's coleslaw, but with a little bit of a Texas kick.
Yeah.
So it gives it a little bit of a spiciness, and so the tanginess, the smokiness, that slaw, like they all come together.
And if you're not familiar, kimchi is like, it's a Korean sort of a side dish. It's usually made with cabbage, has a little spice to it, some vinegar, some bite to it.
Mm-hmm.
So for those at home, just know that's gonna pair perfectly with this brisket, I believe.
There's the smoke.
There it is. You look at this background, you see rustic Texas. You do not expect a taco with some kimchi mixed in. You don't expect a fresh cilantro crema. Ooh, that's got a kick to it, man. As it's starting to go in the back of my palate right now.
That's the chipotle.
Definitely. So that's what's on the bottom, you said, with that slaw.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some kimchi to give it a, a little bit of kick, but then at the very end, that chipotle is just right in the back of your palate. Well, give me the history of this place, because this just speaks to me without even walking in yet, that there's some stories to be told about this place.
So this part of the building right here is actually the oldest restaurant in Cypress. The building was built in the 1940s, about a mile up the road from where we are now. It was moved and reassembled here and opened in 1982 as a burger joint called P.O.'s. And it was where everybody went after every Little League game. It's where you went after every school event. Cypher High School is right down the street from us. And so it just was a family staple.
A place where people came to meet, came to celebrate, bring families together.
Right. And then sometime in the early 90s, they built a little pavilion over here, and it was a covered pavilion. They used it for the bigger parties, so all of the end of season parties for the Little League teams and stuff like that.
This was the spot.
This was this was the spot for those types of events. And then in 99, they closed in this building and opened a honky-tonk called Cypress Saloon. See,
now that's what this feels like to me. That's where I feel like I'm at right now. Not a place where I'm getting kimchi tacos.
Well, it still it's got that vibe in it. And we wanted, everything we've done here, we want to do something that is current, that people want right now, that they want today. But we still want to make sure that the legacy, the history, everything that has happened here, that we're still honoring, we're still carrying that on.
Yeah.
And so, we wanted to have that feel of, man, this place totally could have been a honky-tonk.
Right. But and that's what I feel like. You're keeping the integrity of that history. You're keeping that history, the integrity of it. Even you mentioned that burger on top of the building when we walk, when you want to walk in, that's got a history.
Yeah, it does. So that burger sat on top of P.O.'s for 30, 35 years. When we bought the place, the previous owner had moved it to another property of theirs. And I worked and worked and worked and worked to try to get that burger back. He ultimately sold that other piece of property, fortunately, to a guy that I know quite well, a good friend of mine that owns a local brewery. And I was able to get it back. So we had been open for 4 years. We were able to get it back. We cleaned it up, put a fresh coat of paint on it, put it up over the front door, back to its rightful home where it should be. Back where it spent its first 35 years. So
and to me that goes back to how important the integrity of the building and the vibe is here, that you chased that burger all over Texas.
I did,
just to bring it back to make sure it was in its rightful home.
I did, and it was a relentless pursuit, but it finally paid off. So.
Well, if that doesn't tell you how much legacy and history means to this guy, I don't know what does. I don't know who else would chase, I don't know, what, a 2-story, 800-pound burger all over Texas just to bring it back home, to put it on the roof so that's right here when you walk in, to harken back to those days.
Well, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I'm
sure
in Texas. So
everything's bigger in Texas, baby. So what else are we looking at today? What else are we going to be trying?
We're going to try the Texas Heat Burger to stick with the Texas theme. And I want to try a Roadhouse burger with you that's got a fried egg on it, that's just a gooey mess that we might have enough napkins right there on that roll to get through it.
Fried egg on anything, I'm in.
And I want to make sure you try kind of our signature item, and that's our pecan smoked wings.
I was hoping he was going to say that.
Yes, sir.
Because I've read all about these pecan smoked wings, man. That's the first thing, whenever you pull up Creekwood Grill, that's the first thing you read about. And people just love those. And I was even going to ask you off camera just in case, but I'm glad to hear you say, now it's recorded, so we got to be trying to.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't make you ask. We wouldn't. It's not a trip to Creekwood unless you try our wings.
All right, well, I'm still going to crush these tacos, by the way. I don't care. We're going to crush these tacos. And then, would you mind taking me into the kitchen to check out these burgers? Because it sounds like these are pretty intense.
Absolutely, let's go.
All right. Back inside in the kitchen now, and blown away by the tacos, of course. And now I guess we're gonna get to some burgers. What are we gonna be tasting as far as the burgers go, Ryan?
We're gonna taste two of our featured burgers, and really at our heart, I love that you love the tacos, but we are a burger joint. That's really kind of who we are in our DNA. So today we're gonna stick with the Texas theme, and we're gonna taste our Texas Heat burger, and then we're gonna taste a Roadhouse burger. If you've never had a burger with a fried egg on it, it's an experience, and so we're gonna let you try that today.
I have, and I love it. And if the tacos are where we're starting, and then now we're getting into what you're really known for, I think we got a lot to look forward to. Jorge, kitchen manager, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna get the burgers going, and we'll put them together. Have Brian tell us what they're all about, and then time to eat. Burgers just about ready. Brian, you got some fries finished up there, brother?
I got some fries right here.
Those are great, by the way. I tasted some of those earlier to get that nice crispy finish on them.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, talk me through the two burgers here. Listen, look at this. You saw it being made, but look what's on my plate right now. You see that egg? That's about to be destroyed here in a few minutes and probably running down my chin, but I'm gonna be looking forward to it. But tell me what I'm eating though before I crush the
So this is our Roadhouse burger. There's nothing really crazy about it. It's a bacon cheeseburger with a fried egg. With a little bit of chipotle mayonnaise on it, gives it a little bit of a kick.
You like that chipotle on there, don't you, brother? That little kick in the back, I like it.
It's a great way to spark a dish up without really putting it over the top. So, and then we use a locally sourced, kind of a sweet bun. It's not a traditional burger bun. It's a local bakery that makes them for us.
See, I love that.
And people they rave about that hamburger bun. So that's our Roadhouse.
Okay.
This is our Texas Heat.
Speaking of kicking it up, there are jalapenos falling out of this man's burger, like falling over the side. There's a waterfall of jalapenos, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, I like that. Can I use that?
Sure, go ahead.
So Texas Heat, really, basically, it's all of the spicy stuff that we have. So it's fried jalapenos.
So we just took everything spicy in the kitchen, we threw it on a burger.
Everything hot we could find.
Okay.
So fried jalapenos, pickled jalapenos, fried pickles, not really so hot, but really good tart flavor. And then we use Creole mustard, and again, chipotle mayonnaise.
Of course.
Right, because we've got to zest it up. And we put that on our jalapeno butter bun, made by the same bakery, but this one's a little bit more savory. It's got a little jalapeno and a little bit of cheddar cheese in it.
Jalapeno butter bun.
And we use pepper jack cheese because, again, peppers. But this is one of my personal favorite burgers here.
Now, that would be one of mine too, but I will say, I'm gonna be really honest with everybody in the room here, I'm glad I'm eating this one. Number one for the egg, but number two, I got a flight later. And if I was eating that bad boy, I don't know who's sitting next to me, but you know what? If you're sitting on the flight next to me later, you're watching this back, you're welcome.
It's not my fault.
Brian's eating it, not me.
Not my fault.
You're welcome. Because if I had to eat that and then get on this flight, probably be an emergency landing. Anyway, can I tell you, since we've been shooting, since I saw Jorge bring this burger over, this egg yolk has been staring me in the face.
Oh yeah, they do that.
So, here we go. Oh my gosh. See, you know what happens right here? Because we've got cameras all around me and I'm about to be really messy. Don't at me, okay? Don't at me if this is all over the place. Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome.
See, that's my guy. Oh man.
You're gonna need two.
That's outstanding. That is outstanding.
Glad you enjoy it.
And you're right, man. First of all, everything on there tastes great, but the egg on top just brings it all together. That yolk running through. I got to ask you about this beef, man. Obviously, Texas known for beef. That's so flavorful, but in a way that I don't feel like you put a bunch of rub on there or anything. It's just great, flavorful, quality meat. What are you doing?
Well, when we first set out, we made a point to look. We just want a burger that you don't have to put a bunch of stuff on. Salt and pepper is really all we want to have to put on it. So it's just a 70-30 blend, 100% ground beef, fresh patty. I mean, if you use high quality groceries, you're going to get high quality flavor.
And something just sort of stuck out to me too. You said 70-30, right?
Yeah.
That's to me, I lived in San Antonio. That's such a Texas thing in the best way possible. So, okay, let's back up a second. for those of you at home, you hear 80-20 blend, right? That means 80% lean, 20% fat, and that's a nice ratio. You get enough fat in there because fat's where the flavor's at.
Fat's where all the flavor is.
You come to Texas, you come here, you get 70-30, which means even more fat, which means even more
flavor.
The man is not wrong. This is great, man. I'm gonna take. Did you scoot? Wait a minute. Did you just switch spots so I have to take a bite of this spicy burger? You see how he did that? You see how he like snuck behind me and went over here so that I have to take a bite of this now? Was that the plan?
That was always the plan.
Did you guys know about this? Did you guys know about this? Okay. Well, I rescind my apology, seat neighbor on my flight. I did want to try this, I'll be really honest. So talk me through this again. We got fried jalapeno.
Fried jalapenos, pickled jalapenos, chipotle mayonnaise, Creole mustard, pepper jack cheese, and a little pro tip for you.
Yeah.
Next time you're in town and you try this, put the fried egg on that one. It's a pro tip.
Oh, that's a pro tip right there. Okay, so did you hear that? Order and
add the fried egg.
You can add a fried egg to this one too. Whew. I'm glad I like spice. Mm. That's incredible. That's delicious. Again, that juiciness of that burger, that 70-30, man. That's Texas all day.
Yep.
You know what the sleeper too is? That bun. That bun is great. It's so soft, but it still holds together.
Mm-hmm.
It's not falling apart. And I feel like it maybe adds a little bit of jalapeno. I can't tell because there's so much spice on there anyway. But you know what I get from that is butter.
Yeah, it's real. It adds a savoriness to it that is really good.
But that butter helps smooth out that heat, though. It's perfect. I feel like if you used a different bun on that, I don't think it would smooth out as well. But this it's a buttery bun, man. It's outstanding. Now I see what you meant when you said we're a burger joint first. This makes sense now, because I mean these are, geez.
This is who we are at the DNA level. Is we're burger guys.
Well, I'm gonna pull up my 23andMe and I hope I got the same DNA because this is great. Okay. Before I crush these two burgers, we haven't even gotten to these wings yet.
Nope.
So, tell me about the pecan smoked wings then.
So the pecan smoked wings actually came about it was a family meal that we did as we were going through COVID in Texas. The restaurants, the dining rooms were all shut down for about 6 weeks. And so it was to go only. So we were just trying to come up with different family meals, things maybe we hadn't done, stuff that sounded good enough to motivate people to leave the house to come out to a restaurant. So we had been doing chicken wings, but we had done them just like everybody else did.
Sure.
And so what we thought was, well, you know, we've got this great smoker. Let's try smoking the wings first. And it was like, there was some trial and error to it. And, you know, how long do we smoke versus how long we fry? But we finally got all that nailed down. And it's night and day. It's like the difference between shooting a bullet and throwing it.
Well, hopefully we're going to be shooting a smoked wing bullet next. But
yes,
before I get out there to try some wings, I need to like go get a paper towel. I'm starting to sweat from this burger. So we'll see you out there with some pecan smoked wings.
There you go.
Okay, we took a breather after the burgers. That was, man, those were incredible. Those were intense.
Thank you.
But again, I'm gonna bring it back up. You worked me, brother. You like slid around the back and like nudged me over so that all of a sudden I'm in front of the jalapeno burger and I gotta try and eat both of them.
Maybe a little bit, but I didn't want to deny you the taste, the experience of the Texas heat.
And for that, I am grateful because it was fantastic. But this is what we've been talking about, and this is what I've been seeing online, man. The smoked wings here, the pecan smoked wings. So I want to get into that because I'm a big barbecue smoker nerd. I love smoking food at home. The pecan wood, talk to me about that and why that's important.
Well, the pecan is really the choice for poultry because it gives a good smoke flavor, but it's not too heavy.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why we use it. There's a couple of other that you could, I mean, you could smoke with mesquite, but the pecan, I just want that subtle smoky flavor because I want the other flavors in there to come through, because that's not the only flavor that you experience with the wing. The sauce that we toss it in, the dry rub, which is my personal favorite. If you use the wrong wood, or you smoke it for too long, or smoke it at too high a temperature, the balance just gets off, and so it's
that smoke can overpower it. And I know that because I've made the mistake at home on my Traeger where I have just completely oversmoked something, and I'm like, man, I kind of ruined this. I used the wrong type of wood, or I put the smoke up too high, the temp up too high. That's why you leave it to the pros, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you come here to Creekwood. So, okay, first of all, these are jumbo wings you guys are using. These look great. These are massive.
They're pretty good sized wings, yeah.
Where should we start? We got 2 different styles here.
So just from a flavor standpoint, because we are also a beer joint, we're going to go progressively on this.
Okay.
And we're going to start with the dry rub barbecue. So really, this is just the wing that we marinate it in our barbecue seasoning. We dry marinate them prior to smoking them.
Okay.
When they come out, we just flash fry them for 60 seconds to give it a nice, really solid, crisp crust to it. So it's got a good crunch.
That's what you want.
And then we just sprinkle a little bit more of the barbecue seasoning. Super simple, but in this case, less is more. So
I'll be honest with you, I can already smell that rub.
Yeah.
I really can. And this is a proprietary rub? You guys have your own rub for this thing? What do you use it?
It's Backyard Grill's rub, our sister restaurant, right? Our sister restaurant. My partner Mark McShaffrey over at Backyard Grill, and it's their proprietary rib rub, and we use it over here for the wings.
Let's dig in, man. This one's been staring me in the face. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the color on that. There's almost like a grill mark, so to speak, on this. Just beautiful. Are you kidding me? Just beautiful on that.
Oh yeah. That's my favorite thing in this whole restaurant is the wings.
Everything you said is absolutely right. You don't lose the flavor of that chicken. You get the smoke on that, but that rub is it's a kiss almost. It's a little kiss of the rub on there. That's wonderful. And okay, these are sauced on this side. What do we have?
So this is our honey garlic sauce.
Oh.
It's a smoky sauce in and of itself, so it really works well with the smoked wing. And it's that sweet and spicy combination that's really good. We offer them in buffalo. We have a really good mango habanero. We have a teriyaki wing. So we have several different flavors.
Okay.
These are my 2 personal favorites, and so that's why I wanted to share these.
Well,
with
listen,
you today.
you're batting 1,000 today with me, so I don't care what marinade you said you're putting on there. I'm happy because you're batting 1,000.
Fantastic.
Let's go. So you said this is, once again, okay. Hey, Brian. I think you're trying to get me to move back to Texas.
We'd love to have you.
This is just incredible. Again, the smokiness of that wing, again, still very, very juicy on the inside, not dried out whatsoever. I'll tell you what, man, I would fly from Cincinnati to Houston and then come to Cypress just for this wing.
Come on.
That's how great these are. I gotta tell you, it's been a fantastic day. I wanna thank you for the Texas hospitality we had today. Everything was bigger in Texas, that's for sure. And I mean, the atmosphere here, it's a honky-tonk, it feels like an old Texas honky-tonk, but my gosh, the food is nothing but current and modern and cutting edge, bro.
Fantastic.
So, well, listen, thank you guys for joining us here today. And next time you're in the Houston area, you gotta come down to Cypress and check out Creekwood Grill, because this is the place to be. I'm telling you, it's a great place to get a bite. You got a playground outside for the kids, so send the kids out to play, and the adults come in and have some great food. But
40 tap beers to go with this killer menu too.
Just keeps going. Just keeps going. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Greg Hudson. We'll see you next time on America's Best Restaurants.